Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the paints. The paints are that's why I said it so happily. The paints. These
Okay.
sticky notes are not actually sticky, so they like move everywhere.
It's
Somebody
okay.
come help us. We gotta make it do what it do. Also, literally, like, do you see like this is a paper bag, but you know, no,
We're working with our resources.
we're working with our resources. Yes, we're working with our resources. And it's looking nice. So
Mhm.
you know, that's how I guess one day. That's how you do every day. You work with your resources. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we have to flip these on the back side, we will. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we can cut them in half. Okay. So the paints are basically like anything that bothers you about being a model,
Mhm.
about being a UMKC. I mean, you are here, so
Mhm.
about being anything that like triggers you,
Mhm.
like something like for example, some of the questions I have would be like, let's start with the first question and see where this takes us. It would be like, how do your customers define what? No, just you kid. Hold on. Tax too much money requires potential efforts. What makes your customers feel bad? What are the frustrations, annoyances, or things that give them a headache? Basically, like, okay, you know what? I got this. We're just gonna do this because this is more like
Okay.
customers, but you don't have customers right now. One day
You have
will.
clients.
You have
Yeah.
clients.
Okay. Yeah.
You do have clients. So
Yeah.
yes, you do have clients.
Yeah.
Actually, you do have clients. Okay, you know what? Let's continue.
Okay.
So let's talk about the client side. What annoys like the clients? What is something that annoys the clients?
Annoys the clients. Time is very, very important. Like in the model, like I'm someone who personally I'm not a very punctual person.
Yeah.
I always arrive like literally a couple minutes late everywhere I
Yeah.
go. I'm not the best, but when it comes to modeling, I'm so serious about it. I'm literally like, especially if it's a big opportunity I don't want to miss. I plan on arriving like 30 minutes in advance, but then I don't actually. You're not supposed to like walk through the doors
What?
until like 10 minutes before. You're
Really?
supposed to walk in exactly like 10 to 15 minutes before. You can't walk in any earlier because they don't want you to come in too early and like take up space. But you have to plan on getting there.
What in the world?
Yeah. So definitely time
You seriously?
management, like don't be late. One thing that really annoys me
Uh-huh.
about like the entire just like modeling industry, this is like a minor thing, but everything is a season behind or a season ahead. Everything's a season ahead. So for example, right now it's springtime, but they're already working on like summer campaigns.
Oh wow.
And so whenever I did the shoot, like I was telling you about earlier for Nickel and Suede,
Yeah.
it was a holiday shoot, but we did it in I think it was September, like early
Oh
September.
wow. How did
And so they dressed us in very, very warm clothing because it's for, it's a holiday shoot. And it was
Oh.
really like like almost 80 degrees out that day, and I
That
was like
is so
sweating,
random.
and I was like sweating, and it was horrible. And then like I've heard of stories of models who like have had to model swimsuits in like February in a cold basement where there's like
What in the world? This
nothing.
is very
Yeah.
random. You know, this is a random problem I never thought a
Yeah.
model would have.
Yeah.
Wearing the wrong clothes
Of this season, or yeah, or
for
like
the time,
being
for the
ahead of
weather,
season. Yeah.
for weather. Oh my God, I can't even
Yeah.
spell weather. Look at me, not being able to exercise and weather due to the season.
Yeah.
What in the world? So
Yeah.
you
So a lot of people don't realize that, but yeah, it's a little tricky sometimes.
it is it's a little tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
What
but,
annoys you about like what don't you like about like a photographer? Like what you told me earlier, you have to be prepared, right? As
yeah.
a model, you have to bring in your
You
stuff.
have to bring all your own things. I mean, when you're starting out, if it's just for a portfolio, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to bring all your own makeup and your own, do your own hair and makeup and bring your own clothes. And so that part's like, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to makeup. I hardly wear makeup at all unless I really have to for like a big event. So
I think you
figuring
do
that
your
out.
makeup good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Like yeah, like seriously.
But
So basically, you have to be able to. You don't like doing your makeup sometimes.
yeah,
You have to do your makeup.
you have to do my makeup. Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to, but I kind of have to do my makeup.
Yeah.
Wait, but what does it have to do with the photographers?
Well, to start off, there's a lot of creepy people in the industry, and
What?
it's like very like I feel like it's probably a thing like a lot of people know about. But there's like always like you have to be really careful of like who you're shooting with. Never go to shoots alone, especially if
Never
it's
go
like
to shoot alone.
never. Yeah, you always have to have like
Oh,
a
you
plus
never go
one.
alone?
I never go alone. Well, I mean,
Oh.
sometimes there's like photographers who like Naya, you know, like
Yeah.
she's like with girl photographers
Yeah.
who I've like shot with a couple times and I really trust them. Then I'll go. But anytime it's a guy photographer, especially if it's a new photographer, I can never go alone. I always have to have a plus one because there's just like a lot of creepy people and who say they're photographers, but they're really just some dude with a camera who just like wants to like look at models and
Oh.
just creepy, creepy people. You stay away from them.
Creeps.
Stay away from creeps.
Have you ever had like a? You did tell me one time about that guy that was really perfect. Like he had a nudity. Okay, so when it came to this photo shoot, this photographer likes a lot of nudity in his photos.
So basically, when this guy like reached out and he's like, yeah, I've shot with like Ford models and BMG and all these like really cool models. And his work looked amazing, but it was all like a lot of nudity and like lingerie. And I was like, that's not the type of thing I want to do. And so I told him, I was like, if you want to shoot with me, reach out to my agent and see what she thinks. Because his pictures were really amazing. Like, they weren't like horrible or anything. But they were just like very
nudity.
And
you showed me some of the photos and like
and like
nothing was left for
like,
interpretation.
You know, like nudity, like oh it's art or whatever. But there it comes to a point where it's like sexualized, and that's not the type I like. You know, I want to like strive to go after. And so he sent me the inspiration of like what he wanted to do for the shoot, and basically it was like these overalls with like no shirt underneath. So it wasn't like I was completely out there, but it was still like more like it was like. But he was like, it's not gonna be sexualized at all. It's supposed to be like wild and childlike, and you're gonna be like running with these balloons and like, you know, stuff like that. And he sent me the inspo, and it didn't look anything that bad, but it was still just like weird, like not wearing a shirt in front of a guy, and like it's overalls, but like it doesn't completely cover.
Yeah, no, like the overalls like can completely move to the left or completely over. And then you're modeling, you're posing, so you have to.
And so and then like I thought that all the shots were gonna be from the back. Cause like that's what he showed me for the inspiration, but then he was like, okay, now like time to get pictures of the front, and then I was like, and I was like doing awkward poses, like trying to like hide it because I didn't want it out there, you know. And anyways, my agent agreed to let me shoot with him because he said his pictures are beautiful or whatever, and we ended up doing other styled shoots too. That was just one of the looks, and I loved all the other looks I did with him, but that one was just like made me a little uncomfortable because but also he had a whole team of people.
He did?
And he had a style, and so that made me more comfortable because he had a stylist who was a female, and she would literally be like, I'd be changing in the car,
really?
And she'd be like, if you, oh sorry, I like laughed just blew all
over. They're not sticky notes.
Yeah, but I was like changing in the car. And she literally was like, if you turn around, I'm gonna kick your booty. but yeah, so I felt comfortable being around her, but being or her being there. He
probably did that on purpose too, bro.
Yeah. So he probably did that to like, you know, but there was okay. So he brought other like camera assistants.
Yeah.
And these were like other dudes. And there's one guy who came with him who I guess he wasn't very close to, but he was like really wanted to go on a shoot with him because he really liked his work and like admired him and was like I really want to go. And so he ended up taking some pictures like while I was while I was there too, like shooting some shots.
So camera assistant is like a one that's learning?
Yeah, it's like someone who's learning, and normally like they are holding like what are they called? Like the thing that reflects light, a light reflector, and like they're like anything the photographer needs, like holding, like for one of the shoots there was like a ladder, and so he had to like hold the ladder down so that I wouldn't fall over while he's taking pictures. But yeah, so stuff like that. But then he also
Wait,
gets
so
like,
you also have to watch your safety. You don't want to fall.
Yeah, safety is another thing. Another big, like, there's a lot of dangerous situations.
The dangers of being a model.
Literally, yeah, like, it's kind of, like, I'm honestly, like, I go for it. I don't hold myself back. I'm like, you know, if it's for a good picture, I'll do it. And so, like,
Girl.
for this same shoot, so many crazy stuff happened.
Yeah, so what happened?
So we were on this ladder in the middle of a field, and I'm wearing like this like what's the store? free people type
Free
vibe.
people? Okay,
Like,
okay,
you know,
yeah. Like very
boho.
child, like bohemian, yeah. Country
And
boho.
yeah, and so we were in the middle of this field with a ladder, and he wanted me to get on the ladder and like just like literally lean back on the ladder and like hold on to it with like one hand, and the guy was holding, the camera assistant was holding on to the ladder at the bottom.
But it was
And
only him.
It was only him, and if he let go, I would have been tumbling down.
You would have.
Yeah.
And you would have showcased the whole world your cleavage.
Yeah. And well, that was a different outfit.
Okay,
for
good,
that
okay,
for sure.
good.
But yeah. And for like that same one, we went out into the lake, and I literally like crawled over some rocks and like almost slipped, and
What?
it was like, it was interesting.
So
but
your physical safety, you have to
Yeah.
worry about your physical safety.
yeah.
That
And then so physical safety from creepers.
Safety. So safety doubled twice. So
Yeah.
basically, safety from creepers. And then you were telling me the story about the camera assistant. So you said he ended up taking some photos and what?
Oh yes. So he ended up taking some photos, and like his vision was more like sexual, you know,
Oh,
like
really?
it, like, you know, the first photographer, he just wanted like wild child, like
The main photographer.
and then he was trying to make it more like, okay, now like do this pose, and I was like, he was like, now pull your strap down a little bit, and I was like, no, like I don't want to do that, and you know, stuff like that, and he was like, I don't know, he's just, and the way he like portrayed it was just different, you know,
You
and that's
felt
one
it.
thing that's oh, this is another huge thing, is
What?
you never know what the photographer is going to do with the pictures. Like you never know how, like, you may think like in your head that it, like, you may envision it a certain
Yeah.
way, but he can like edit and alter and do whatever to make it look another way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you never know.
Like you cannot. You showed me that. Well, you showed me one photo where you didn't even look like you.
Yeah, like
They
he
can
literally,
over-edit
like,
you.
over-edited, didn't even look like me. And like another thing, this is from the same shoot. So there was a girl who was there, and you know, this is like kind of TMI, but how I had like the band-aids on the
Yeah. Oh
nipples.
yes, because to protect yourself, you
Yeah,
put band-aids.
because I've had a photographer once where she was like, she was a female photographer,
Yeah.
so I trusted her, and she was like, oh, just wear that shirt with no bra, because like it's easier to just edit out your nipples than like all the bra lines and stuff, because it was showing through the shirt. And I was like, okay, and she didn't edit it out, and so after that I was like paranoid.
Yeah.
Because I get like it's like a trendy thing, but it was just something I wasn't like super comfortable with. So after that, I was like, I'm gonna put band-aids there, because if I put band-aids there, then they're obviously gonna want to edit out a band-aid.
Yeah.
You know?
Who wants a band-aid on? And she didn't edit the band-aid.
She didn't edit the band-aid out, and I was like, it's such a simple thing, I could edit it out. Like,
I can face in that. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't edit it out, and it just looks so weird. And it's like, I didn't know she was gonna do that. I assumed that she would edit it out, and now there's a picture of me out there, and the whole world to see with band-aids on my nipples. So yeah, there's that.
You're thinking that as a photographer, you don't want your work to be a model with band-aids.
Yeah.
Right?
You would think, but yeah.
Maybe to her that was a statement.
Yeah.
The wild statement. So you really, how would we word this? I think it's a pain that you have to deal with the interpretation.
Yeah, interpretation. You don't know, like, what's the way? Not knowing the photographer's interpretation. Yeah.
Not knowing your photo. You think so? That's how I can word it.
Mhm.
A photographer, an editor, because maybe it's the same person, maybe not, right?
Yeah.
But normally it is the same person because that's the photographer.
Yeah.
So dealing with interpretation of photographer, that can go many ways.
Yeah.
That can go like the sexual guy trying to sexualize it.
You
can be like biting his friend. I don't know, biting.
Yeah.
And they'll like edit, like they can edit whatever they want on there. They can edit the pencil to be something different.
Yeah.
You really can. And that is
luckily that's never happened to me, like too much, like anything serious like that. But yeah, I've seen it happen. It's like,
and like okay. So another thing, like paints. We were talking about like your career, like the way your career could go, like.
Yeah, like potentially going like down a wrong path.
You think that is possible?
Yeah, like I've seen it happen. Like sweet little Kansas innocent model goes to New York for 6 months, and then they come back like
completely
a different person. And that's what I like fear the most, is like I don't want to end up like one of those. I want to like stay within my values and my morals anytime I go anywhere. And yeah, like I just don't want to end up like one of those like coke addict models.
Yeah, no, that happens.
And, like,
because of all the attention that you're getting.
And you know, like then there's the whole stereotype of like the models who go with the promoters, and then they just go out and party every night, and like,
and then they end up
yeah, in bad situations, and it's just like, don't want to, just like the fear of going down the wrong path, and like,
is very bad.
yeah,
You have to stay with your values, and this is like one we're gonna word it here, but it's like huge.
yeah,
You have to stay with your values, morals, and know like who you are.
yeah,
Stay grounded. Do you
staying
think
grounded, yeah, that's a good way to put
you have to stay grounded?
it.
But then at the same time, you mentioned this, and I think it's interesting. You mentioned that it can be you can become like a coke addict. You can so you really have to. I'm just saying, not coke. It could be any other. You could be an alcoholic. You can become
anything.
Anything. You have to, and all because so you have to be able to. It's a pain for you. That sounds so. Stay on off cocaine. No, no, no.
Yeah.
No, it's like no. But it's like frustrating.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah.
Like not to fall under the influence, right?
Yeah, falling under the influence of other models who
do it.
Yeah, do that stuff.
This is so interesting to like look at all these. Like seriously, like you have like this went from doing your makeup to staying over there from coke. Like these so far are like seriously, and they're looking how I made them tinier, but now I just get them bigger.
I mean, I can also think of like a lot of minor inconveniences. Not like anything like this, but just like, like not like designers not having the right shoe size, and you have to like squeeze into
no.
those shoes that are like way too small for you.
Okay. Your foot.
Yeah. And they're like way too big for you, and you end up looking like you're wearing your mom's shoes that you like, stuff like that.
You can have a swollen foot.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And then like for example, right now we talked about this earlier, but having to like maintain that healthy lifestyle, like like it's it's like it should be a positive thing. Like, you want to maintain a healthy lifestyle, but it's like frustrating because like I'm on vacation, I just want some ice cream
you just
and
want
a
ice
burger.
Cream. And like you want to like, and you have to find fruit.
Yeah.
We just ate fruit.
Yeah.
And
it was $15 fruit.
$15
I could buy like 2
I'm like literally.
But
I still think that's overpriced for fruit.
Yeah, it was very overpriced, but
yeah,
it was worth it.
That was worth it.
At the moment, it was.
At the moment, now you have fruit.
I'm gonna
in your
look back and be like, oh,
like one thing you have a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
You really have to. So you have to really. You have to really. It's a painful thing to have to follow that healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because that healthy lifestyle can sometimes become inconvenient.
Yeah. Whenever you want to just like relax.
In like certain situations. What else do you think that you don't like about
skin? For me, is one of the biggest problems because like a lot of people are just born like a lot of models, not a lot of people, but a lot of models just have like genetics that are like amazing and flawless, and they just like, never get acne, don't do anything to their skin, and they're just like great, amazing. Then some of us like actually really struggle to try to keep clear skin, and it's really important for shoots like not to be like broken out, especially if it's like I was very stressed about the nickel and suede one because it's video. You can't edit your skin on video. Like you can put a filter or something on it, but you can't really like
go in and do that.
And they do, and it was earrings, so they look like they have shots of you very up close right here.
Close with this area.
Yeah, and so I was really worried about that and like keeping like maintaining good skincare. And I mean, and skincare is just your skin's like really complicated. You can have the best skincare routine in the world, but like if your hormones just decide to go crazy,
your hormones
decide to go crazy for some reason, or you're just really stressed out, like anything can trigger a breakout, and in that just thinking about that stresses me out, which makes me stress about getting acne. Like
this can lead to like, I'm not kidding you, this can lead to like mental illness.
Yeah.
Like depression and anxiety.
That's another thing is comparing yourself to models constantly.
You were telling me that you look at your size of your feet. I'm like, what?
No, like, I don't know. As a model, like, we look at the very tiniest things. Like, some people are like, oh, like, I don't know, like, does, like, I like look fat in that picture, whatever, like whatever. But I'm like, oh, I'm over here like, oh my god, my left pinky toe is like curled in that picture, and I need to like, and then like this one, and then I'm like, my eyebrow is higher on this side, and then it's like, oh my, and then it's just like the smallest dumbest thing, like, oh my god, my kneecaps are just disgusting.
My kneecaps.
Remember I was talking earlier, my belly button isn't vertical, like
Yeah,
goes
that's
out,
right.
and I'm like,
I was like, what in the world?
now that I look back, it was really dumb.
I was like, your belly button. I was like, you have really gotten to know yourself.
Yeah, you really get to know yourself because everything's under a microscope whenever you take pictures.
Like,
you know?
I don't get to see, like, the back of my kneecap very often. But you from the photos,
yeah,
you know, I think you know more what your body looks like than an average person. Because,
yeah,
like
I
me,
never thought about that.
no,
yeah.
you know more about what Ashley Sims looks like than I know what about Hania Zavala looks like. You know, like, I'm like that. I never thought about that right now until right now.
Yeah, I never did either. It's a good point. Yeah,
it's a good point. So you have to, dealing with these insecurities, because it's insecurities that stem from just the microscopic lens, literal lens that you're put under.
And people always think, you know, like models, like, oh, they're so beautiful. They're got to be super confident all the time, and they have like the most perfect life because they have shiny hair and all this stuff. But really, you're comparing. You're like, as a model, you're constantly like comparing yourself to models who are better than you, and of course, there's always going to be someone who's better than you, like no matter what. And so it's like you like models have like a certain kind of, I don't know, like expectation, stigma, whatever. Yeah. But like you're constantly comparing yourself to even like unrealistic people. And I think that's with everyone, honestly. Like nowadays with social media, you're looking at like these models and you're like, oh my god, like I wish I had their life and all this stuff. And like, you know, people probably look at my Instagram and might say things like that, but really they don't know that like last night my phone fell in the pool and I was struggling and like all this stuff happened right before I took the picture that like no one knows about.
And earlier you were showing me like a photo. You were like, honey, I look at this girl, and I was like, Ashley, if they look at the photo you're gonna post, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm so jealous of her.
Yeah.
And it's all like we do that.
Yeah.
So, but I think that can lead to like mental.
Yeah, because you're so like focused around your looks, and it's honestly not how like to me it's not something I've always like been super crazy about, but after modeling, it's like made me, you know, be so aware about like
you were more secure before.
Well, I mean, it's kind of back and forth.
I'm not saying you're an insecure person.
Yeah.
But like, and you know, insecure at those certain times.
I feel like it could go either way. Like it's made me a more confident person in some aspects because I see these photos after the photo shoot, after all the work I've done. I'm like, wow, I like actually look like presentable. I look decent in that, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's just like it's back and forth. It's a constant battle. Like I feel like whenever I
battle of emotions, doesn't it?
Yeah, when I get to like photo shoots, I'm like I peak and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I look great in this and like all this stuff. And then it's like I go into a period where I'm like not doing any photo shoots and I'm just looking at other models doing like amazing things, and I'm like, this is like you know, not super confident at that time. But
you have to deal with your emotions a lot.
Yeah.
Seriously, a battle of constant emotions. Comparison that we mentioned over here.
Yeah.
So you have to really work on your mental health. So not only do you have to maintain a healthy lifestyle,
but you also have to maintain
a healthy mentality. You have to. I was gonna say a healthy mental lifestyle, but that's not. I'm glad that the word mentality came up. You have to have a battle of emotions and have a healthy mentality. And seriously, it's I think a lot of things humans have to do, but as a model, you are put under this like extreme lens. Okay, so I'm gonna read you this, and then you're gonna tell me if there's some other problems that pop into your head. Okay. Being bad at time management.
Yeah.
Being safe, staying away from creeps, always having a +1, except if you know them very well, like your friend Hananaya. Not me, Hananaya. I'm not the photographer, Hananaya. Deal with the interpretation of a photographer. Safety can be careful. This safety is not the creeps, but this is like the physical safety.
Yeah.
Like you sometimes have to touch codes. Maybe they bite you, or sometimes or sometimes you have to climb on ladders that only one man is holding.
Yeah.
You know. Go in the rivers. Lay on a bed of rocks. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then also wearing the wrong clothes due to season. You can wear bikinis sometimes in the winter or sweaters when it's hot because of the head of season.
Yeah.
Another thing is that you have to follow the healthy lifestyle always. Like right now, you can't go out and go to get a burger because you know what I'm saying.
It's very frustrating.
Because you have an audition coming up.
Yeah.
Battle of emotions. You have to have a healthy mentality, and that just goes all around. You have to have stay with your values, morals, and stay grounded because you can end up down the wrong path and become a cocaine addict model.
Yeah.
You have to know that sometimes wear the wrong size of shoes, which can lead to a swollen foot.
Wait, what? A wrong size shoe.
It can lead to a swollen foot.
Yeah.
Or like blisters.
Yeah.
You know, or this I think that's you can go barefoot. You have to know not to fall under the influence of others when it comes to doing things. Dealing with insecurities to extreme detail, right? Like other insecurities other people don't have.
Yeah.
But like insecurities that you really like, I never have really looked at my pinky toes. Like, but I do say, I need to lose weight.
Yeah.
I need to tone my body. I need to do this.
Yeah.
But I never have sat there and like looked
at every little,
every little thing on my body.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that is unique to you. Not to you, but to maybe there is a person, you know, but in general, like and you have to deal with constant comparison. Is there another problem that you feel?
I think that pretty much sums it up pretty well.
There's more if we keep digging.
But I don't want to make this video too long, so I think that's it.
Okay, that's we're gonna stop. You're right.